Let's go. But today's topic is, pretty self explanatory. Women want an emotional support wallet. And I just want everybody to, when they listen to this video, I hope you really take out and throw away tradition, right? And understand that we are living in the here and the now. And these are the expectations, these are the qualifications. And these videos I'm going to share with you guys today is just going to round out what a man and woman are going to be ultimately faced with in a relationship via marriage. All these things are very significant in understanding what you're getting yourself into as men and understanding to give women of accountability to accept their part in the destruction. So yeah, all this is very important. So I'm gonna play my first video. I'm going on my TikTok. Hit the like button when you walk in the door if you like the video and the show. I thank you for your support if you do. If you don't, I thank you for just even sticking your head in. Let's go.
Man, y'all check this shit.
I'm a black woman, so hear me when I say this. The unaware, naive, lost black woman is the new slave owner. And just like the white slave owner, she will pick out the smartest, hardworking, capable man for her to reap the benefits of. What can you do for me? Just like the white man. Once she has sucked you dry, or once you become aware, and then you begin to argue and fight for yourself, then she becomes unappreciative. She becomes more disloyal. She will talk you down, walk on you, spit on you, and tell you that you are replaceable and go to the next candidate. That same woman is also the same thing that a black man does not trust. How could you marry your enemy? You say you need him so you can benefit off to your household. But these are also the same women that are saying, well, we have our own money now. We have our own status now. We have our own power now. But you are not using that to put back into your house. You are using that to keep for yourself. You are selfish. You would take from that man, take your money and go put it up. That's why they are leaving, because you become disloyal. You want to say, well, well, give us something to submit to. Baby, give them something to protect. But you have to be able to listen. And listen does not mean control. That never came out of their mouth. They said you won't listen to me. What does that look like? You're not hearing me. You don't want to see. You're being naive. I said, follow me. That let me control you. You don't want to be open-minded. But these are also the same women that's not taking accountability, making assumptions, and coming up with their own false reality so they can have a reason to justify the behaviors that they are putting out to disrespect these men. Maybe black women might as well be the new KKK with fat booty, lace front wigs, and manicured nails. You are still supporting the opposing team if you are against our men. If you can find a reason to argue with me for protecting our men, you tell me how you are not the op. What part are? If we lose our king, game over.
Man, y'all drop a
And her statement is very, very, very true.
Man, y'all check this shit.
I'm a black woman, so hear me when I say this. The unaware, naive, lost black woman is the new slave owner. And just like the white slave owner, she will.
And I did a video on this like 2 months ago, right? Women as a new slave owner. And, you think that you went with these women and you think that they really are into you for your looks and your character and your personality. That is far, far, far away from what actually she wants from you and the outcome of your relationship, the duration of your relationship. All these things are a part of her dichotomy. Welcome to the show. Hit the like button when you come in. Let's get back to the video.
Pick out the smartest, hardworking, capable man for her to.
Man, y'all check this shit.
I'm a black woman, so hear me when I say this. The unaware, naive, lost black woman is the new slave owner. And just like the white slave owner, she will pick out the smartest, hardworking, capable man for her to reap the benefits of. What can you do for me? Just like the white man. Once she has sucked,
And that's where we have to understand. Oh, love, stop making a fool of men, right? Because men, the illusion of love is what which drives us to continue to think that we're in a healthy relationship or a healthy marriage. We have to understand what the women are saying and what they're producing inside of a dynamic. They are not complying with a man's rules or structure. They are setting the table from day one. First date, first meal is the drill, right? She's looking to see if you're capable of being a good slave, an obedient slave. That's why they make you pay for years, because they don't ever want you to think that that's not your position. Let's go.
you try, or once you become aware and then you begin to argue and fight for yourself, then she becomes unappreciative. She becomes more disloyal. She will talk you down, walk on you, spit on you, and tell you that you are replaceable and go to the next candidate. That same woman is also the same thing that a black man.
And that's the ideology of whether or not, but you want another nigga will, right? She will leverage all those guys that want her against you if you try to stand up for yourself and take the leadership position. If you try to break her down and make her your slave, now she's going to sabotage the relationship. She's going to sabotage it, and she will be disloyal. She will start arguments with you, and either she'll try to drive you off or she eventually will leave you. And this is why the happy wife, happy life is the ingenuity of long-standing relationships.
Does not trust. How could you marry your enemy? You say you need him so you can benefit off to your household. But these are also the same women that are saying, well, we have our own money now. We have our own status now. We have our own power now. But you are not using that to put back to your house. You are using that to keep for yourself. You are selfish.
And that is the selfishness, self-centered, self-love woman here, right? Everything is for her. Everything's about her. And and these women keep making a fool of men, right? Because men keep going for it, right? Because they're under the illusion of there's a good woman out here. Oh, there's a woman that's for me out here. Yeah, but this is the truth, right? This is the reality. There's a plenty of women for themselves, right? Plenty of women for themselves. When they look at you, they look to benefit from you for themselves. And once again, once you do not meet those type of her, whatever she has for you, you're expendable. And once you become expendable, then she's gonna sabotage.
You would take from that man and take your money and go put it up. That's why they are leaving, because you become disloyal. You want to say, well, give us something to submit to. Maybe give them something to protect. But you have to be able to listen. And listen does not mean control. That never came out of their mouth. They said, you won't listen to me. What does that look like? You're not hearing me. You don't want to see. You're being naive. I said, follow me. That let me control you. You don't want to be open-minded. These are also the same women that's not taking accountability, making assumptions, and then coming up with their own false reality so they could have a reason to justify the behaviors that they are putting out to disrespect these men. Maybe black men might as well be the new KKK with fat booty, lace front wigs, and manicured nails. You're still supporting the opposing team if you are against our men. If you can find a reason to argue with me for protecting our men, you tell me how you are not the op. What part are? If we lose our king, game over.
Man, y'all drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Man,
And this is the reality of how women and what they're standing on, right? They're not looking for a man to lead them. They're not looking to cater to a man. And we keep, as men, we keep on, for some reason, thinking that, oh, these women, they're for us. They love the dirty draws until you find out she's all for herself. Then it's too late. A lot of times it's too late because, you know, you don't want to make a fool of yourself. Got feelings now. You invested. Nobody just wants to throw away, you know, their investment. So they try to work it out. So I got another video. Let's go.
The reason why women will overlook all the shit that you have done for them is because women live in the moment. Women live in the now. They care about how they feel right now. So she doesn't care about how you made her feel yesterday. It's about how she feels today. So that's the reason why most women, they will overlook all of the shit that you have done for them. The reason why women...
And that's the way it is. And women move on their emotional territory, right? Women are emotional territorial, right? They're emotionally territorial. And the moment it is compromised, right, which the way you make them feel, like you spending the money on them, paying all the bills, that makes them feel good. That makes them feel like a queen with a capital K, right? These are the things which they build on, right? And you have to do these things proficiently and efficiently to her standards. And once again, this does not guarantee you guys are going to be together forever. It might get you 5 years, might get you 10 years. But for you to get to a lengthy relationship, you have to be doing everything she wants you to do that she benefit. You got to benefit her in a major way.
Something that I used to always do that I learned to stop doing was trying to be Bob the fucking Builder. I would always try to understand people and understand them in a way so that I know how to help them and be a better version of themselves. But that never fucking works because it's not my job to do that, it's theirs. And if they don't want to put in the work to do that, they're never gonna fucking change. And I used to fucking stay. I used to stay because I had hope and I thought that I could always change people if I love them correctly, which is never the case. Don't be that person. Always just leave. I know that's horrible to say, but
What do you think that Zavala and Amanda are dating now? Well, the secret's out. Finally they come out and be together because, like, fuck. It's because Zavala's a fucking pussy. He be a pussy sometimes, and he don't be knowing, like, what to do or how to act. Like, sometimes he forgets that he's the man in a relationship. And then he be, like, acting like a girl. You know what I mean? All men act like bitches. Let's get that straight.
And that's how women feel, right? That's their, all men are bitches. And women who say shit like that are enemies. They're ops. Because remind you, a lot of women say these things to other women. A lot of these women feel this way about men because they want the man to listen to them. They want the man to placate to their standard. They have all these high expectations, and you need to be out here at least trying to meet all of them. Not one, two, but all of them. And that's how women move. And we as men, we go for it. I mean, we shoot at it. We take a shot for it. But a lot of times we find ourselves in like a hamster wheel, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same results. No matter it seems like we do 1, 2, 3 things for them, it's not enough, right? It's not enough to make them happy, right? It's not enough to satisfy them. And it's it's hard being enslaved to something and not feel loved. And that's where we're coming to a very crucial part of life right now, right? A lot of men are not feeling loved by the women that they love. They're not feeling respected. And because men are not feeling respected, they feel the woman love is making a fool of them, right? That woman is making a fool of them. The woman they love is making a fool of them. And this is where we get into the subset of how do we deal with women going forward? How do we move with these women going forward? That's where it's at right now, because this is something that's not going to stop, right? Women are pushing for supremacy. They're no longer pushing for equality. Now they want supremacy. They want to run everything because women feel that they're more competent than men in life. And they're competing with men for supremacy. So you can never win if your girl thinks that she can be better than you, or if your girl is trying to be better than you. That is a recipe for disaster.
I'm asking for money. I realize they just want money. When you ain't got money, they want your ass in the house broke, nigga. With that good dick and that good mouth you spreading out. Where you going? Good dick can't be unaccounted for. You ain't come straight home from work. You ain't come straight home from work. But when you get home, it ain't nothing to meet your needs as a man but some pussy. So now, nigga, I don't bow to the woman. Nothing supersedes the purpose. No man should be home every night. And he got a purpose in life. He go home every night to do what? Comfort her needs. Because she have a special relationship with the devil. You got a special relationship with God. That's why in the Bible, she never talked to God. God never talked to her. He went and talked to God on his own. My God. She stayed back and talked to the devil. That's why she overthinks, because the devil torments your mind. He can't get in your heart. He don't know he torments the mind to condition the heart. Thought, well, I had a dream. Bitch, why you can't dream I won the lottery? You dream about a chick, bitch, why you can't ever dream nothing good? Because the devil is talking to you. If you talk to God, you can't hear the devil. If you focus on your spirit, woman, you can't hear the devil. I'm asking for money. I realize they just want money. When you
And that's these women, they get in their own heads with this demonic spirits talking to them. It's an internal conflict. These women are very, very insecure. They're very unstable emotionally. And it's just something you can't control as a man. You can't control it. And a lot of men think they can control it by being consistent, by financially pleasing them, sexually pleasing them, doing everything it takes. Even dudes are trying to be therapists, right? They're trying to be therapists. But the bottom line, that shit ain't working, because her emotions and the way she feels makes her mind go left and right. So everything you can say to her, right, that would make it sound good will go out the door, out the back window, because now she feels a certain type of way. She feels, differently about the things y'all talked about that y'all agreed on. So this is how you get repeating the same arguments over and over again, the same problems over and over again. She never lets the past go, right? The moment she needs to whip you like a slave master do, she's gonna whip you with what you did 2 years ago to try to break you down and make you bow out the argument. She's gonna shame you. You're no good. You're a cheater. Well, you're this, you're that, you're a liar. All these things when she wants to chastise you. And some of them even put their hands on you. You know what I mean? Some of them will put their hands on you, but most of it, that's, but for the most part, the consistent part is the verbal contact, the verbal attack, right? That's pretty much all women use that to contain their men.
What women want from men is unrealistic, and what men want from women is unrealistic. A woman is too busy trying to tell men how to be men, and that's why we.
I learned younger.
Other than that, what women want from men is unrealistic, and what men want from women is unrealistic. A woman is too busy trying to tell men how to be men, and that's why we can't learn how to be men, because we argue with women about they need to be women. I tell my woman, don't worry about what a man is doing when he leaves the house.
And that's the argument on these panels that we have consistently, right? With these, we're telling women how to be women. And women are telling men how to be men. But when the truth be told, men are already the men, and women are already the women. And you are what you are, right? Your personality, your character, all that's been developed. What you like, what you don't like. Liar, cheater, all that stuff, right? All that's already there. So you can't tell a woman how to be a woman. You can't tell a man how to be a man. But we all do know our roles, right? We all do know the dynamic of the relationship of the role of the man and the woman. We have a great understanding of that. And women are constantly trying to flip that, right? They're trying to flip it around to put the woman on top and the man on the bottom, when the man's supposed to be on top and the woman on the bottom. But once again, women desire to rule over men. And that's the dangerous and unequivocally the most devastating blow if you go into a relationship with these women. Because she's going to make a fool of you. You thinking she love you for you, but she's loving you because she wants you to do what she needs you to do to make her happy. And the moment you take that deal to be enslaved to her happiness, you're walking down a deadly trail, a trail of uncertainty, a trail of inconsistency. It's going to drive you damn near nuts. Because a woman, she is like a ticking time bomb. That's why most men, when they get in a relationship with a woman, in the beginning, what do they try to do? They try to have sex with them as much as possible because they're trying to break her psychological, she's trying to always be hardened. So we're trying to break her through sex. So this is a very, I would say, let me say this right. This is a very pivotal moment in history right now, right? We're at the teeter-tot, right? Where the women are trying to flip the roles. What's up, Ruthless? Zyrax, I almost said, what's up, Ruthless? Women are trying to flip the roles, and the men are trying to hold serve, right? But they're losing the battle day by day. And this is where we as men have to understand that this is a battle that will go on until, we either, I guess, figure it out who's the boss, who's going to back down. Somebody's got to back down. And it looked like it's the men that are backing down in large because most men feel they can't live without a woman. Most men feel like the woman is everything. Most men worship the women, right? They think they need women. And that's just how a lot of men think, right? And why they think this way, I don't know. And that's Zarback, and that's where a lot of men look at you guys as everything. You know what I mean? You got men look at you guys as everything. And in my opinion, I just think that is a indictment on you guys, though, because you guys still complain, right? You guys still are leaving. You guys are still divorcing. And that, to me, is why it doesn't make no sense to hear you guys talk bad about men when men worship you, men, they cater to you. They don't have no problem paying all your bills. They don't have no problem with doing everything to make you feel like a queen. But yet, you guys still complain about what y'all don't want to do to reciprocate that, right? You guys have complaints that, I don't know, I need more, I need to see more. And this is where, we get into these long debates. And Lady Zyrox, you are an example of a woman who's in a situation, right, where her man placates to everything you need and everything you want. Pretty much, right? Every now and then, maybe sometime y'all might butt heads, but most time it's your way or the highway. Women are running the relationships, they're running the marriages, and they're running the dating market. All the men try to placate to meet the woman's needs. Men even agree that women are the prize. And so therefore, women have a position to do whatever they want to do. And a lot of times they're leaving their men because they're either bored, unhappy, that the position of the emotions and the feelings have changed, or they found a new man with more money, or with better listening skills, or with better dick, whatever it is, right? Right? The men are losing. The women are winning because they care less about family structure, nuclear family, all that doesn't mean nothing to them. Their happiness is in the forefront. They will leave that man if she's not happy and go find a new man with no problem. And this is just where the reality of these relationships lie. And women don't like to listen to their men at home. Right? They don't like it. Women have their own agendas, their own things they want to do. And we, as men, we have to try to make it work. We have to try to make it work. Well, what do we do? Well, what do we do as men and women to make things better? How can we make this work? How can we make the women stop leaving? How can we stop arguing with each other about the things that we solved 2 or 3 years ago? You know, that's the question, right? How do we reconcile our indifferences? Because the longer we disagree, the more we divide. And the more we divide, the more we don't have a chance to make this work. And this is why, as men, we have to be more, I guess, ethical about how we deal with each other as men. Stop fighting each other about these women and all this stuff. This is what we have to do. We have to stop this.
I'm fucking her. She go flatten your tires. She go blow your phone up. She go emotionally bully you. Why you ain't called me? Where you been? Are you coming over tonight? Other than that, nigga, relationships is robbery. Who getting robbed? The man. The man robbed like a motherfucker. For one, he ain't appreciated for what he do. She want more. And then she got an internet boyfriend that she looking at. Not only do she got an internet boyfriend, she got a spiritual boyfriend that preached the word of God to her, whether that's the pastor or some religious nigga she listen to. But she go come give you all the headache and you the one fucking her. She go flatten your tires. She go blow your phone up. She go emotionally bully you. Why you ain't called me? Where you been? Are you coming over tonight? Other than that, nigga, relationships is.
And Charlton White made a good point here, right? And relationships are very, very frugal. They're very weak, right? They're very tumultuous. A lot of drama, a lot of toxicity. But the part of the drama is more so on the woman's side because the man has to pay. So definitely a man who's paying for everything, he doesn't want to argue, right? He really doesn't want the problems because he's trying to make this work. If he's paying his money, his hard-earned money, but women don't care because they don't pay no money, right? They have little to nothing to lose if they walk away. So they're going to drag that argument out. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. And this is how we get into this back and forth. Uh-oh. Well, look who joined the show. It's been a while. It's been a while. What's up, ladies? Zyrox. Are you muted? You're muted. Did you? Okay, yeah, gotta go and come back in. Yeah. But we, as men and women, have to learn to live each other in a more better format than to do all this arguing. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
So yeah, we as did she drop back out? We as men have to learn to take these things. And we as women have to listen to each other better. Okay, let me get it back up. Back again?
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. How are you doing, Ruthless? It's been a while.
Man, it's been a while. Where you been? Where you been?
Around and yeah, just around sort of, and then of course just taking care of my family.
Okay, okay, okay. That sounds like a plan. But you know, I think women are moving for supremacy.
Now,
And
I'm not gonna lie that there might be like a small sector of women that wants that like power, right? But I think for the majority of women, just your average woman that's just trying to, get through her day and stuff, just wants a loving man, wants a family. I don't think that I don't think that's what she wants, because I don't think a woman grows up wanting like some sort of dominance over a man or anything. Unless she's been like maybe traumatized by a man or something like that. But for the most part, women, we just want to find a guy that loves us. We want a family. You know, go on a few trips, family trips, and just live life. And so I don't know. Sometimes when I hear, you guys talk about how women want control or power over men, I'm like, that's not the case.
well, that is the case, right?
No, it's
And
not.
I mean, yes, it is. So, like for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your husband.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making a small bet. Your husband can't come in barking orders. What's up,
Mm,
Nidish? He can't come in and
hi,
say,
Nadish.
"Get over there, do this. We're going to go this way. Don't this, that, bam." You can't do that because you're gonna tone. First of all, you're gonna tone checking. That's one. Then you're
Yeah.
gonna figure out who you're talking to like that, right? Right? Like you're gonna look around like you talking to the kids. You definitely ain't talking to me.
But that doesn't apply just to women though. Like if if a man was to do that to you, you wouldn't like that either.
Well, it's different for men. We're better followers. So me, I've been under leadership of men, and if the shot caller come in and say, "Hey, we're gonna move out. This is what we're gonna do," I'm not questioning it. If it's within the means of the situation where there's something that happened that where danger, jeopardy, and our peace is jeopardized, and our leader comes in and say and bark orders, okay, blah blah blah, let's do this. I'm gonna get to it for the betterment of the future because I obviously, if he's the shot caller, we are cool with that. We think he is the most logical, and he does the right thing. So therefore, we're going to go to it just like the military war, right? When they give orders, the soldiers don't ask, "Well, Trump, why you send us to Iran?" No, it just, okay, let's get to it. So yeah, it is not the same for men as for women. Women, you guys question. You guys do not allow men to live in that type of leadership style. You guys won't go for that, right? You guys don't know. You
To say
guys,
that we don't comply is outrageous, because there's
well, I
women in
mean,
the military that comply also. I mean, women comply at work. If a manager goes, I need you to, to organize this. I need you to take care of this customer. We comply. So to say
yeah,
that we don't do that at home,
well, I
no,
mean, yeah,
we do.
and that's the crazy part, right? Y'all don't do it at home, ladies and rocks.
Yes, we
That's
do.
the crazy part. No, you do not.
Yes, we do.
women, women run the home. Period. Period. Jay, run the
What,
home.
what do you mean by run the home though? Like when it comes to just giving orders, every
Yes, that you guys pretty much do. Y'all, the men, they acquiesce to your happiness, right? To make you happy, right? Even the arguments that ensue, right? Men bow out gracefully because they understand women when they get in an argument and they deal because you guys are more emotional about it. So the winning actually means more to you guys. You guys take it more personal. So men, we back out of it because logically we like, you know what, this argument mean that much to me, even though I may be right. But through being with this woman that I love, I know that it's not healthy for me to continue this argument to try to get the win because it's going to never stop. And this is very common, very, very normal amongst men and women, right? Because women, you guys, even though you may be wrong, but you guys, for some reason, invest a lot more in winning.
No, it's not about winning. It's about if we don't understand it something, we expect you, the man, to explain so that way we get a better understanding. And a lot of times, because you guys don't want to hear a lot of questions or whatever, you guys give up and you guys go, you know what, never mind. And so you guys leave us in the dark. And we don't
Thank
like
you.
that, because you want to solve a problem. You don't want to just go, you don't want to just give up on it, because then it leaves crumbs. You
Thank
just
you,
sweep it
Zara.
under the rug. Why would
Thank
you
you,
do
Zara.
that?
You just made my argument complete, right? You just made me right. You just said if we come and tell you, as men come tell you something, y'all have a lot of questions, right? That's like questioning authority. And we just bow out because we understand that it's never going to stop with a woman, right?
It's never going to stop, because you continuously leave us in the dark. If you explain stuff to us and we understand and we learn from it, it won't happen again. Maybe it might happen a few times, but then that's how we correct mistakes. That's how we get better at something. How can you tell us to do better when we don't know what we did is wrong? And the only language that we both understand is, verbal language. I mean, there's language in music, there's language in, like expression and stuff like that. But the easiest one is, verbal language. Right. And so if you don't even know how to explain to me, what I did wrong or what or your problem is, then we're not going to get to a solution. Like, you have to be patient with the woman.
Well, what I'm saying, but you're making my point though, right? That if I come in and say, no more eyelash appointments, no more, you're going to have to cut your hair, you got to wait, instead of every other month, every 3 months, that's going to be problems, right? Well, why? Why I got to, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, right? Instead of saying, okay, Dad, yes, boss, yes, you're the leader of our home, and I have confidence. Why are you doing these things? He shouldn't have to explain, because obviously you should understand that, this is an economical situation, and this is something to further the household and the future of our retirement funds, the kids' college, all those things, right? So when a man comes in and he builds the structure, right, and he comes and say, okay, we're making changes, you as women elected him to be that guy, there's no way you should question him. I mean, unless he's telling you to do drugs, jump off a building, or shoot yourself, then you can question that. But when we talk about the things, day-to-day operations of the home, and he comes in and makes orders to, okay, I need you to go get a job. I need you to get a part-time job, because this percentage of this money, we need to do this to make this more palatable in this situation. There should be no questions asked. Yes, right? But women are going to question, well, why I got to get a job? I need to be here with the kids. Why you just don't work more hours? Matter of fact, why you just get a better job, make more money, right? Those are the things that women are going to stand on in the midst of a man giving orders. So, man, don't give these orders, because, like you said, when he gives the orders, a lot of women have pushback, and men don't like to argue with the woman they love.
No, I do get that. But see, there's a reason why a lot of times these arguments or whatever occur during, like a marriage or, within a relationship, right? Because a lot of times we don't, these kind of conversations are supposed to happen before we decide that we're going to get together and like start a family. Right? Because a lot of times when we date, we just go out and eat. We don't really talk about the stuff that, like who you are, how you like things run, how I am. I like this. I prefer this. Like, a lot of these conversations ends up, happening during the marriage when, like, we already have a kid. And so, like, there's, it's hard to change this when you're already set in your ways and stuff. We're already together. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why when you date someone, you're supposed to talk about this stuff. You're supposed to be like, I like, I'm the type of man that, that prefer natural, da da da. And then that's where she's gonna be like, okay, I like to glam up. If he likes natural, then he might not be for me. And so then she
But
goes, and until you find the one that's, cool with your with what you like and who you are all about, and vice versa.
but here's the thing, right? When we're dating,
Hmm.
we can talk about everything, right? That we all that's especially when you're dating with intentions. Most people, if they're dating past, let's just say, I'm gonna give it a year, right?
Hmm.
There is a contemplation of a potential marriage matrimony,
Hmm.
right? The conversation starts to, it could be happening a little sooner than that, but I'm just saying a year. The conversation starts to lean, and then that's when you guys kind of put out. Once that open up, it opens up the door for you guys to have the conversation about, okay, as a woman, what you expect, your expectation, and as a man, his expectation. So y'all do this and then y'all had these conversations after a year, probably once every 2 to 3 months. Okay, let's just say, and by the time you get married, okay, cool. That's why he said I do because I believe y'all align. But here's the part you have to understand: things come up, life happens. We can't make a plan for everything because we don't know when, like the economy, right? So when you guys were dating, the economy was good. We didn't predict that the economy was going to go to COVID, and then that the value of the dollar is going to drop, and that America's going to be the war in Iran, right? We can't make all those conversations when we're in our dating sequence. So once again, there's things that come unplanned that is like it just kind of happens. So on the move, which the man has been elected to do, is to make the adjustments to the things that came in that we didn't see coming, so that the family and the household can level set and still move forward. And all the plans to get the house to a place of my wife to retirement, me to retirement. Once again, kids, they want to go to college. We got to plan for that. They're going to need, even if they don't go to college, they're going to still need a certain amount of, financial help. Maybe not as much now, but a little bit to push them out the door. Maybe get a car when he's 6, 17, 18 after graduation. All those things, right? All those things the man is putting and planning and doing all this. And the woman, all she needs to do is, make sure the kids follow the structure within the house. So what I'm saying is this: if that man comes in the house and says, okay, this is going to happen because the economy made a certain type of move that he didn't see coming. So now he has figured out how to make the proper adjustment so the house can maintain its stability. The woman should not question her man's decision, right? Because obviously he's doing it for the betterment of the house because he's the one paying for all this. So therefore, there should be no questions. Yes and okay.
Yeah, if my
Yes and
husband came
okay.
home one day and be like, you know what, I think you need to look for a job, a job because we need more money. Yeah, I would be like, I got you. Like,
I
and I
mean,
think most
that's
women would think like that.
no, most women don't. But but you told me that, and I think you would, Zara. I think you would actually go back out to work because you kind of, there's a part of you, because I mean you had this conversation some
Hmm.
time ago. There's a part of you that don't mind get out and chasing your old dreams of getting certain things, like a degree, and what I
Hmm.
mean, just making your own money and having a little extra. So yeah, I believe you would. But my main point is that a lot of times in these homes, the woman questions the man's decisions,
I don't
and
think she means to question him as to undermine him, though. Like, I think maybe she may just have questions like, she has, it's in good faith, as in, like, like, why all of a sudden? And, but see, the thing is that a lot of times it's not so much as a man coming home and be like, honey, let's sit down. We need to have a talk about, our situation and stuff like that. See, conversations don't be happening like that. It's usually, when two people end up getting into an argument and then be like, you know what, you need to get a job. And like you say it out of anger. So therefore, that's why we have these problems. Because, you know, time, tone, place, time, like it all matters if you want things to go your way.
Okay. So I'm gonna play this video real quick, and then we're gonna break
Mhm,
this
go
video
ahead.
down.
Man, y'all check this shit out.
I'm a black woman, so hear me when I say this. The unaware, naive, lost black woman is the slave owner. And just like the white slave owner, she will pick out the smartest, hardworking, capable man for her to reap the benefits of. What can you do for me? Just like the white man. Once she has sucked you dry, or once you become aware, and then you begin to argue and fight for yourself, then she becomes unappreciative. She becomes more disloyal. She will talk you down, walk on you, spit on you, and tell you that you are replaceable and go to the next candidate. That's
So this is a woman, right, expressing what you see a lot of other women are doing, right, in these relationships and marriages. That they get these men to take care of them. They only going to pick the man that they feel is enough to take care of them. If not, they won't marry him or even continue a relationship with them. So
I'm not
this is
saying
why
those women don't exist, because there's men that are like that too. But I'm not going to sit here and make a video and be like, oh, men are like this. Because no, not all men are like that, and not all women are like that. Yeah, they may be some, that maybe, feel some sort of way about men. But for a woman to sit there and say, oh, women are going to do this, like, I don't know why she would even, say that about like a woman. Yeah, there are some women that may do that, but a man watching that video should not be like, oh, women are like that. No, just some women. If you know that you are a good man, right? If you know that you are a good man, um that you know your responsibilities and stuff, that you know that you love your woman, you know, watching that video should, I don't know, to me, it should automatically like alert like in your brain that, maybe something, happened to her. That's why she's saying that. Because if you are doing your part, then I'm sure your woman should be doing her part.
so once
Because
again,
if you love someone, why would you want to, if you really love someone, why would you want to hurt them? Why would you want to say, do horrible things? Unless that person feels that you are trying to wrong them.
so once again, right, most women are selfish, self-centered individuals, right, in a relationship dynamic. Now,
I don't agree, but go ahead.
this is what we're bringing in to this era, right, of 2026, that women are the expectations for men are very high, right? See, the expectations for men are, and everything is not just wholly about money, but money is a priority, but there's other things too.
It's
There's other
because
things
in order
too.
to survive, we need money. So
Yes,
yeah, I
but
understand that. Yeah.
right, but the problem with this is women who got money, who got their own thing, they still want the man to take care of them, right? They want to take their money, put it up as an exit plan. Why they still want that guy to provide everything for them, right? And still give him pushback and still argue and stuff with these men. So this is why the divorce rate, right? Women leaving at 800,000 times a year because they're no longer happy, right? And because women are emotionally strategic and emotional, they're very aware of how they feel, right? They really care about their feelings, but what makes them happy more than anything else. So therefore, a lot of
Yeah.
cases when these emotions are compromised, it makes them not see clearly or see straight. They see red, right? And then that's where the arguments come.
Yes, I will admit that women, we tend to, we instead of, when we get angry or whatever, we tend to just think about, how we're feeling at the moment instead of, reflecting and, judging something overall, right? Like if you say my husband, we got into a fight and I'm like, you know what, fuck this relationship. Instead of,
Yeah.
instead of being, like, fuck this relationship, I should be like, okay, you know what, before I actually step out of the house, let me, reflect and think about all the good and bad. Am I, should I really leave this relationship just because over this, one little incident, one problem? Is it worth, leaving him? And yeah, maybe we don't, we give up easily. Maybe
Yeah,
we
because
give up easily, and maybe that's something that we need to work on, right?
yes, and that's largely because of the emotions, right?
Yes.
When and it's something you can't change, right? It's something emotions are very up and down. They're very fleeting. So therefore, it's a part of you that you can't not change. It's just you guys invest heavily in your emotional stability and your emotional awareness. So therefore, once they're compromised, it's almost like a nuclear bomb going off, right? Because once they go off, there is the logic, reasoning, all those things don't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all about right now, here and now. So therefore, because women invest so much in their emotional well-being, they're easily tricked by the devil,
Yes.
right?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. That's
You know,
where, intentional has to come in. That's where, like, you have to be more intentional in how you, and how, you move day by day. You have to, like, it's like, someone pisses you off, you're gonna cuss right away because you've been doing that your whole life. But that's why, like, you have to do a better job at, reminding yourself to not go off, to being more intentional, to remind yourself that words do hurt people, and that, that you should always, like, stop, give yourself, like, some breathing room. And then, if you're gonna say something horrible or you're gonna do something horrible, you know, let it be where, like, you are gonna, that if something goes wrong, that you are willing to accept responsibility or accountability for it. Because a lot of times, yeah, like, we spaz out without thinking. And yeah, women, we tend to do that. Not men do it too, but men just has a higher tolerance.
we men, we in a relationship dynamic, we aspire out the build up after time. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
After take time. Like if it's over repeated, then there's a breaking point, right? Which every human
Hmm.
has, right? So yeah, we can't that's just life. But for a woman to be a good partner, for her to reciprocate the things that she wants, she has to understand that she needs to be more honest up in the dating part, right? That
Yes.
hey, I'm when I get emotionally, I destroy the world, right? I'm tearing everything up. And you know what? Now that you said that, my ex did that to me. And I didn't listen. She told me, "You sure you want to be with me?" She said, "Right now, I don't even want a man to touch me." And I didn't really understand what she meant by that. But I thought, "Oh, she's just tripping right now." Until I got a relationship with her, then not seeing what she was talking about, right? That she has these mood swings, this eternal conflict, right?
Yes.
And this eternal conflict is it's everything's up in her head. Like, if she calls my phone and I'm in a meeting and I don't call back in the proper time, she thinks I'm fucking everybody in the city. And even if I call her and tell her, hey, what's up? Why are you here? Well, I was in a meeting. And even if and then I literally have to come home and show her that I was in the meeting. If I don't, it's you're a liar, you're this. And that was a very dangerous, and that is a very volatile part of women. And I'm going to tell you why it's very dangerous, volatile part of them. Because it causes you guys to do things impulsively. And doing things on impulse is probably one of the most dangerous and the most vicious, savagest thing a woman or a person can move, right? It is almost, it's like setting off a detonator. And this is where you get into these very stiff divorces, these very unstable relationships, because men, even though we're more stable, we cannot control a woman's and nor can she. So it's very difficult. So when we talking about in this topic of the show is women want an emotional wallet. That's what her currency is, right? She wants you to be able to validate those emotions. She doesn't want a solution. And that's difficult for men. That's very difficult. That's why a lot of men shut down, because men, we don't like to validate things we don't agree with. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
We
Maybe
want
that's the
solutions.
key. Maybe that's the key. The women need to learn, how to better have have better impulse control. We need to be.
That's tough. That's like saying don't be who you are. You know what I mean?
You got a
So
point there, but
yeah,
again, you have to try if you want to be in a relationship, and women's
most
got
men.
to.
Oh no, it doesn't go like that, right?
Well,
Most men have
no,
to,
but a woman should think like that, though.
but no, she's not built to think like that though. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a
I
trigger.
understand
It's
she
like
may not be built to think like that, but that's where, like I said, you have to condition your brain. You have to tell yourself if like if you want your outcome to be like this, even though you may not be built like that. One of the reasons why we are at the top of the pyramid is because we have the ability to think, to predict, to change, to change, certain things that we that may be, um, so you could sort of say biological, right? And so we do have the ability to do that. It just takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of, again, you telling yourself to not do certain things. Like we all have like we could, we know that drugs is bad, but then some people give in, some people don't. Like people who are who used to be addicts, they have to tell themselves to not do it again, because look what happened. Like you have to be able to do that. Otherwise, you're gonna get the same results. So if women keeps having these kind of same results and stuff, yeah, a woman is gonna have to learn to manage herself up better. And same with men. This doesn't just apply to women; it's men too. And so yeah, we have the ability to do it. The question is, do we want to?
But here's the thing, right? And I'm going to give you some game from fame. That's not the problem. It's you guys are leaving. That is the major problem. That's what's making a fool of him. That's what y'all making a fool of man at, because y'all leaving so much. Not necessarily you, but a lot of women are leaving men, even if the man puts up with all that. You guys are leading by a gulf of an ocean in destroying the relationship because of these, and that's the impulsiveness, right? So that's it. What I'm saying is, men and women, men accept that you guys are this way. We are cool with it. We ain't cool with it, but we deal with it because number one, we invest in you, we love you, we don't. You're the only woman we want to go through this with. That's part of our love, right? To deal with your imperfections. So men will happy wife and happy life in a minute, right? No problem. Okay, you know what? They avoid, they're shut down. They won't, like you said, I think earlier you said, oh yeah, y'all leave us in the dark because you guys don't tell us. Right, because we understand that you guys get triggered at certain things because of our dealing with you for some time. So we say, we avoid triggering this part of her, which is a good thing, right? And you guys then still make I would say, issue of it, because now you guys feel like you're shutting down, you're not communicating with me, you're not this, you're not that, not realizing that when he did communicate with you and did do those things with you, you were triggered in such a way where it became hostile. And no man wants his house to be hostile, right? So therefore, once again, this is why we shut down. This is why we don't really go there with you guys, because we understand that when you guys get angry with your emotion, you guys there is no getting through to you guys. So therefore, you guys, and fine, once again, these things you guys are going to do. Men, they're accepting this. That's the crazy part about it. And this is why I'm heavy-handed on the women, because the men, they're accepting, but you guys are still divorcing them. And why are you guys still divorcing them? Because that impulsive trigger of emotional is easily influenced by outside voices, work husband, or things that are not good for you, friendship group, whatever, right? And boom, y'all blow up the house. Boom.
I will give you that. We are like easily influenced, and I don't mean that by like, of course, like a bad way. It's just that like if we know that we live in, like a smaller house and we see a big house, yeah, we're like easily influenced about, like stuff. Maybe, yeah, materialistic things. And
Yeah.
and sometimes because we have this I don't know, this wanting to climb up also, but keep it up with the Joneses. Yeah, we tend to lose focus on what really matters, and which is a happy family, happy husband and stuff. As long as we are we're getting by, then that should be good enough.
Yeah.
And we
that's
do lose focus. Yes.
yes. And that's where it's very difficult to have a relationship, because that's why they said marriage is very hard, because the men are finding it very difficult to settle the woman in to where she's totally comfortable, right? No matter if you give her everything she needs, and that part of her that wants more, that wants it all, kicks in because of social media, because you guys went on a trip and she saw this nice big house that, ooh, or this or that. And it hit her in an emotional way. And women want that validation. They want that validation. And if that man says no, that is almost called, like, you might as well call her a bitch.
You're reaching.
No, I'm just saying no is like calling her a bitch. Same thing. Women get angry with each other. Oh, no. And this is why I think women, in my opinion, I think women are better in a relationship that's, no, I don't know, man. Oh, you guys, I just don't think you guys are very good in long-term companionship. I just don't think you guys are capable of being,
Yeah, because our lives tend to change quite often. Yeah, I understand that. And that's why it's when you if you're gonna really like settle down with someone, make sure you both share the same values. Even shame likes and stuff like that. When you're too different from one another, then yeah, you're gonna have problems, because it's gonna be hard to get that person to understand why you like the things that you like and why you do the things that you do. That's why it's important to have these conversations before you get married, before you have kids. So that way, like when you explain something, it shouldn't take like a year or days for your partner to understand you. And so yeah, you always want to make sure that you both are somewhat similar in how you guys are raised, or not so much how you guys are raised, but then how you guys will just operate.
Men and women would never like the same thing.
Well, of course, we both handle stuff differently, but we should have the capability to understand how one moves.
Yeah, we might like a few things, like both of us might like sports, you know what I mean, or something, like a few things, but ultimately the other 90% of stuff, we're different, right? And that's okay, right? Because women, you guys are women and men are men. We're not supposed to be exact to the very, if I breathe 2 times, you breathe 2 times. Oh, we're just so, I mean, that's absurd, right? But
yes,
I just think, honestly, Now, because women have this newfound power of empowerment, and they, in their mind, they have access of self-worth, self-love. They no longer value men like they once used to. Because they are mentally divorcing themselves from the value of men to their value, right? To their worth. And they're pretty much, like you said, married to money, to things that are trinkets, things they see, which manipulates them, or I would say makes them feel a certain way. So, in my opinion, I think women perform great. I think you guys perform great at short-term, day by day, minute by minute type of relationship. I just don't think, I like moving together. I think that has to stop. I think men and women should not live together. That is, to me, a terrible, terrible thing. It always goes bad. It always goes bad. Being around each other too much, that's one. I think
Yes.
women should have their own, they already got their own bank accounts. They should have their own careers, and they should pay for their own rent. Yes. Yes. I think it should be
So just date forever then?
Yes, yes. Because it's very difficult to be with somebody every day for the rest of your life. Right? So, because if you look at the rich man who got everything women want, right? And she gets bored. She's like, she goes for the pool guy, right?
He gets bored too. He goes for the secretary. So it's okay for him to go for the secretary, but it's not okay for her to go for, to go for a pool boy? How's that fair?
Here's the difference, Miss Zyrox. And it's not, men and women are not the same. The judgment is not the same. And our abilities are not the same. Okay? But what I would tell you is this. Women, you guys charge a pretty penny to be with you guys. You guys are not cheap. So you guys, because you guys charge for your exclusivity, that's part of your contract. And your return on is, okay, I'm gonna make it exclusive. This is what for the money you're giving me. Because you actually know that that's a expectation, right? Going in. That's an expectation. That is not something negotiable. There's a few things that are negotiable, but that's not, right? So with the money that you guys are charging and the time that you guys are requiring from this said man, you guys can't, that's what you guys owe. Y'all owe it to the contract that you guys constructed. You guys made that contract. And so if you made a contract with this man and he's met that contract for the provision, and the stuff that you need, and that you have roof over your head, your life is in order, then even if he does go get, another woman, just say, right? He has the economical power and wherewithal to do that because you're not paying him for loyalty, right? You're not paying. You women want all this from men while you're charging him. You're charging him to be with you, and then you want him to be loyal, and then you want him to do this. And then when you say if he does this disloyal act, you're going to be disloyal. But the difference is you made this a part of, right? The money part is a part of, this is what I will give you my exclusivity for. I will hold this down for you as long as I'm taking care of what I need to be taken care of. And I'm not saying all of it's about money. I'm going to give you that. It's not all about money, but money is a very important part, that he's able to hold that house down and all that. So when you say, I'm going to, if he goes to be with another woman, why can't I go be with another man, right? Because number one, Zyrex, you're not paying him for nothing. You're not.
How are you
But you're
paying?
charging him.
Okay, are you talking about before marriage, or are you talking about, after marriage?
Before and after. He's paying for the whole thing, the whole shebang. He's paying for your whole lifestyle, the food, everything. You're
Well, if
not
you don't
paying
want to
him
pay,
nothing. You're
then
not
you
paying.
ain't got to pay.
Well, we're not complaining about it. That's what I'm trying to tell
You
you. We're
are
not complaining
though.
about it, Zach. We're saying it's
You- No,
no,
you
we're not.
are
We're not
because you're saying that
explaining.
because we offer to pay for dinner and stuff like that. Therefore, I should have the right to date multiple women. It's like no,
No, I'm not
okay,
saying that.
then
No,
you
that's
ain't
not
got
what
to
I'm saying.
pay then.
That's not what I'm saying, right? Because most men don't do it, right? Most men, they're going to be exclusive to you because they're afraid to lose you more than anything else, right? Unless they're very, very rich, then they're going to exercise their options. But when we frame this, I'm just framing it in such a way of logically looking at it, right? When you say things like, "Oh, well, if he sleeps with another woman, I should be able to go do the same thing he does," but you don't want to do the same thing he does. You get what I'm saying? If he pays the bill, doesn't mean you want to go pay the rent, right? Just because he's paying the rent. Well, hey, I want to pay the rent. You're not signing up for that. Oh, because he wants to pay all the get the house clean and all this stuff. No. I want to pay. Let's compete. No, you don't want to compete in that. Only thing you want to compete in is, oh, if you get another woman, I'm gonna get another man. And that to me, I'm just saying, right? That to me is unfair.
See, this is why women wants to. This is why women, for the most part, why they fought for rights, why they wanted to work, because you think that just because you work, we stay home, we take care of the kids and stuff, that you work, that you bring in the money, you pay all the bills, that you get to do whatever you want. You could go and cheat and sleep with the secretary. That's okay. You get to come home, you yell at us. Some even abuse and stuff like that, and we have no say in it. And which is why women's like, you know what? No, we're not going to do this. Because if you're saying that because you pay all the bills, then you know what? Okay, let me let me go make some money so that way I have some sort of say in it. See, so really, what you want is that you want women to be just like, like mindless robots, just like yes, yes, and you treat us however you want to treat us. But that's not the case though, because women, we're humans just like you guys, right? We have feelings too. We have needs too. Like we're supposed to work together. But it seems like men want all the power, not women want all the power. Men want all the power. Men want women to just shush and not say anything, not bother him while he gets to do whatever he wants because he pays all the bills. Like, no, it don't work like that. And it's not going to work like that.
Well, we don't want you not to say nothing. But when you do say something, we want to be in a respectful tone, right? We don't want to argue with you. That's the difference, right? So we don't want to be with somebody just ain't saying nothing. Come on. Not the case they would.
Yeah, we could say something, but then the man just walks out the door. Then how's that solving anything?
Because the end results from the time y'all been together has always been with something that's said, and then you return. It turns out to a long, drawn out situation, which creates a unhealthy environment. So therefore, once something is said in a way because of historically how we've been together, I walk away because I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole with her because I understand the results of she's going to be right.
No, because if you cut it in if you whenever a problem occurs, you're supposed to, try to solve it right away. And a lot of times men, you guys to you guys, like, it's not that big of a deal. So you guys just let it fly. But then so you let it build up within a woman, you let it build up. And then that's why it turns into a long old argument. You talk about one problem. Next thing you know, then you start insulting each other. And then you start talking about that problem and you forget to solve this problem. That's why, arguments, never get solved because, you bring up something and I bring something into it that got nothing to do with the original problem. That's whenever a problem comes up, you're supposed to talk about it right away and solve it. And then that way it won't ever come up again.
But that's the problem.
We have core
right?
problem solving skills.
The problem is most women are petty.
Yes, we are. Men are petty too.
No, not as much. I'm not saying we're not petty, but let me.
Women are just quicker with their pettiness. That's what it is.
No, men, we're not. Men, we counter. Most men counter argue their woman. It's a counter, right? The woman goes on an offense, and then the man play defense. Okay, so therefore, for example, a lot of times, and this was my ex, when she was wrong about something, and I had her, right? You know what she used to do?
Mhm.
What you did in 1997, blah 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 blah. Because she just couldn't say, you know what, you're right. I'm gonna keep it moving. No, and I didn't even yell at her. I would just tell her, look, you did this, and I didn't like that. Was disrespectful. Well, when you did this and you did that, and we did, and so we went back and forth, right? And I'm just looking at her like, why can't you just apologize for what you was wrong about? I already apologized for that 2 years ago, or 6 months ago, or 30 days ago. That's done. Now that I apologize, you accepted my apology. That was done. But you're rehashing that to now try to level off this argument so that you cannot apologize, because now you're saying you're reactionary. Well, you did this, so why can't I do that, right? And that's the argument you make. Well, my man goes and do something, I can go get another man. Or I can, right? This is the argument men make all the time. And most men are on the scale. So when men, we don't really like to bring up your past, because if we're going to do that, we're going to leave you, right? So most times you did something and we let it go, we're done with that, because we're not going to leave you. So when you guys start throwing things in our face, our past and everything, then we counter argue, say, well, da da da. Because I used to do that. I like tell my ex, baby, your resume ain't clean. Like you act like I used to tell her, this is what I tell my ex, Alex. You're acting like your resume is so clean and spotless. I didn't go into the detail unless she kept pushing it, but your resume is not up to power. There's things you've done that I have to forgive, and you had to apologize, et cetera, et cetera. Right? So once again, the thing about women, they hate to lose. Right? They hate to lose. Even when they dead, you catch them in a dead bang. Right on the spot. Right? Boom. There is no, we need to figure something out. You're wrong. They're going to bring up that past. And this is where, once again, right? Women are slave owners, right? They're the master. So you don't need to tell me who's you to check me. You know what I'm saying? Who's you to check me, boo? Because I'm the boss of this house. I run it. You don't be checking me. I can check you. I can go to your phone. I get your location. I can ask you where you've been. I can put you. You can't do this. You shouldn't be hanging out with your friends too much. Duh. But the moment the man goes and say, okay, I'm going to check you, she says, well, you did this and that, so you don't need it. You know what I mean? So this is why we as women and men,
Maybe you guys need to stop tolerating, stuff that bugs you guys. Maybe you guys need to start kicking, nipping it in the bud. Because if you keep letting stuff slide, then that lets a woman know that you're okay with it.
No, I mean, but there's no winning,
you just have to.
If you stand on it, right? If you on top of everything, she's gonna say you're controlling.
What's controlling? What's controlling?
If I try to check you about everything at the door, you're gonna look at me like, okay, excuse me, you're controlling. Even though I'm not controlling you, I'm just trying to check you. Like, for example, if I have a girl who goes out every weekend with her friends to a club, and I say, look, I'm not letting you go out to the club anymore. It's over. That's done. She says, are you insecure? You're controlling, right? Women are not compliant to men's demands, even if he's paying all the bills, right? Even if he's taking care of her and make sure she has everything she does not want to hear, because it is equality, feminism. I'm on the same level as you. Bam, right? And right now, I'm telling you, Zyrex, I'll be honest with you. The women are winning the war because men are bowing down to it day by day. And the crazy part about it, the men are, with the happy wife, happy life, they're letting you run the show. So this is where, you guys are winning at. So I don't understand what's the complaint.
How can you say that when, men are you know, at the same breath, you know, you guys bring up the the deletion, self-deletion, you know, rate, you know, that men are more depressed and stuff like that. Obviously, you know, men aren't happy, you
Right.
know.
Because
Yes.
once they see they can't win, a lot of men, because of women, y'all crush them. Y'all crush them. That's why they're doing that. Because they're like, what is, because once again, his whole life was for you.
So how is that winning then? That is not, it is not winning when you know.
You guys are winning because the men are still, even though they see that you guys are,
If I make my husband cry, that is not a win. That's a lose.
yeah, but in his mind, as long as you're not going out and having sex with other men, as long as you're not, you know, poisonous food, he's Gucci. All the stuff you're doing, all the disrespect, the loud mouth, the loud talking, he's gonna suck that up and keep it pushing because he loves you.
And that's what I'm saying. If something bothers you, you should say something about it. Don't
No,
wait
'cause
until
we've been
like
talking-
5 years in,
no,
10 years
no,
in, and then
no,
bring it
no.
up.
So now, Zarak, this is where I'm going to have to hold your foot to the fire.
Go ahead.
You a grown woman. You understand what respect is. You understand. You are very smart, intelligent. You understand everything to do to make a man happy. You understand what arguments for. You
Yeah.
have an understanding because you said it earlier when you first came on my stream. You said women know how to work. They know how to comply to the boss's rules. They know how to comply to the society rules. But when they get in their homes, they just go crazy. So you guys, you don't need me to raise a grown woman. You can't ask me to raise a grown woman who understands how to carry herself. So no, I don't need to be telling her nothing. She knows what to do. She knows that, damn, you know, I argue my man too much. When I'm wrong, when I'm wrong, I'm going to say I'm wrong. Because
You're right.
I've been getting him wrong when he's wrong. But this is what I'm saying. Women know everything.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? They understand that. They even understand that, you know what my ex told me? She said, my job is to be a bitch to you. She knew. She knew she was doing this shit on purpose. It wasn't she was doing this out of ignorance. So you women understand everything to survive in this world. So no, I don't need to be we don't need to be having these conflict resolution conversations every time. You've been dating for 5 years, been married for 3. You should know that, okay, bam. So all that you trying to, well, you no, you women are just straight savages. And admit it. Stand in your truth, boo. Live in your truth, boo. Don't sit up here and just try to always throw it back on me. Just say, I'm a savage. Either you don't love me for me and this and that. Now, here's the thing, right? And men are doing that. The problem with you guys are leaving. Not you particularly, but women in large are leaving these men. Because these men are accepting the woman for who she is, which is a part of marriage, right? Which is a part of life. Look, I love this woman. I know she ain't perfect. I ain't perfect. No, we're going to work through this. Women say, no, I'm out. I'm out because I'm not happy here. And I'll take the kids, put you on child support, and get a stepdaddy, take your place, and have that kids call him daddy. F you. Your daddy ain't shit. You look just like your daddy. Stop acting like your daddy, right? All that stuff goes on. So you women have pretty much emasculated men to the degree that y'all don't even give a fuck about what a man going through. What's up, No Chaser? Y'all don't care. Y'all don't give a fuck about a man's happiness. Because if y'all really cared about our happiness, Zyrox, you would let me have another woman. Because you know you ain't been doing your job. You know you've been falling short of all your womanly duties or wifely duties. You know this, but you guys are so selfish. Right? You guys are so selfish that your guys think that everything evolves around you. You don't want the man to go, you know what, even though you know it's best to, you know, maybe I need to let my husband know, you know what, baby, let's go get us another woman. I want you to be happy. I care more about your happiness. And you've been paying all this money for me. You're in over $250,000 on me. You know what? You want to Well, I call it. I'll pick your woman. Whatever, right? I just, and if he denies it, that's fine. That's fine. But at least you know how that would make. You know how that would make him feel, that if you even gave him that option, he would feel tremendous. Wow, my woman did that. That she said, I care about your happiness. If you want to go have, because I'm not finna twerk for you. I'm not finna run your bathwater. I'm not finna do that, baby. I'm not gonna do that for you, baby. So go ahead. If you want to get you a side piece in the jungle, just be safe. That's all I ask you. And don't let her in this house. This is my home, and I don't want her around me and my kids. But, you know, do what you do, because I'm here for you. That will be, to me, at least a portion of reciprocation. And once again, he might not even do it. But the point is that you saying that will shed a lot of, it would be above and beyond your love for him. And it would show that you're not as selfish as you've been acting. But you women don't want to do that.
So we're supposed to just accept the minimum. And with you guys, you know, because you guys pay, you guys deserve more than the bare minimum.
Listen. Not only do we pay, we sex you down good. If not, you would have been fired us, right? We had to meet the sexual standards. And we listened to you with our time. We gave you our time, our body. We met that, right?
Same.
That's why you said yes.
Same.
That's why you said yes. That's why you said yes, right? No, but what I'm saying is y'all ain't paying though. I don't want to pay for nothing.
See, and that's the thing. It always comes down to money then.
Well, for y'all it does.
No, because you guys keep throwing the money in our face. So that's why, like I said, why they choose to work, they would rather work and stuff, because you guys keep throwing the money in our face. Oh, we pay for everything, therefore I get to do whatever. You know, I get to have a side piece. Like, how's that fair? Because it's not like she's just sitting on her ass and not doing anything.
No, and let me tell you something. It's not that we want a side piece. We really don't want a side piece. But you know why we take the side piece, Iraqs? Because you guys are underperforming. You don't want to dance sexy for us. You don't want to go to Victoria's Secret and get a sexy have a twerk on me and tell me you handsome. Ooh, daddy, I missed you. Ooh, tell me about your day. Let me give you a back rub. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go run your bath water. Matter of fact, y'all don't want to do none of that.
No, we don't.
So why are you?
Well, no.
Okay, then.
No, I'm not gonna say we.
Yeah, you said it already. It's too late. Can't take it back. Can't take it back. So, I mean, you had a discussion already about the bathwater situation. So once again, you guys are underperforming, and you know this. So you need to stop tripping on your man. If you don't want to, which is fine, if you don't want to do any extra because you feel you don't have to.
No, I don't have to, because he's not doing anything extra also.
Dude, he's paying the mortgage. That's a
Oh,
lot.
so here we go with the money. You see? There goes the money again.
But it's essential, though.
I understand that. Well, then don't have a problem if I go out there and work full time also.
But what I'm saying is this, right? This is what I'm saying. It's not the money per se, right? It's the act of happiness. He's doing everything, the money and everything he's doing also to cater to your happiness. But you won't return it and cater to his happiness. And say, you know what? Be happy, do whatever it takes to make you happy, because I know I'm not going to do whatever it takes to make you happy. You're not going to do it. You just said it. Oh, I'm not running that bathwater for that nigga.
Well, yeah, because it's not like running a bathwater is going to make him happy.
Yes, it is. How you know? How do
I ask him?
And that's what you women do. That's what you women do. Well, how do you know if you never try? Surprise him. Don't ask him. Just fucking do it. No, because y'all don't think y'all man's important enough to do those extra little things that is free. We already had this conversation about the free shit. So once again, if women really truly loved men, they would care about that man's happiness. And if they truly cared about that man's happiness, they will evaluate that, you know what? I ain't finna do all this extra stuff for him. I don't feel like it. So I'm going to say, hey, baby, if you want to go have women out here and get your little thing off, I'm here home. Just be safe. And you know that will be the best and it will make your house better. Because then it will bring your inefficiencies. It will cover it up. It will cover up your inefficiency, your inadequacy as a woman to do those things you don't want to do. Those little free things, right? Running the bath water, twerking on them, right? Right?
Okay.
And even a lot of these women now. Go ahead, Zach.
No, I'll say, okay, what if that's the case, right? Okay, I let you go and, yeah, have fun, just be safe. Now, is that a guarantee that, like, is that a guarantee that that you're not going to replace me? I let you have fun outside, but then, as long as you keep me, I can stay inside until I say I want to leave.
Yeah, I mean, see, that doesn't matter, right? Because all you care about is happiness. Because if he's gonna do that anyway, right? He don't really need your permission. So, but what you're doing is though, you're showing a level of you're showing a level of loyalty to his happiness, right? That you're reciprocating. So you know what? And I understand that's why women don't do it because of the insecurities. But if you weren't so if you're so insecure about not letting him go out and deal with other women, then why won't you run your bathwater? Because you're not insecure about that, right? Oh, well, I should run his bathwater. Maybe I should do these things for him so he won't leave me, so he'll be happy with me, right? Why aren't you insecure about that? He should replace. Why? Oh, he can replace me if I don't do the little things that make him happy. See, so therefore, why now all worried about whether he gonna get some more sex or not, right? You're not doing what you're supposed to do, and you know it. So if you're not insecure about those, you obviously know that he's not gonna leave you. And if he does, you probably have a plan B. Every woman have a plan B and C. So you need to go ahead and tell him, look, baby, go get you. Hey, just be safe and keep it out my face. Deal. You should tell him that in the bed. You should tell him because not for real. Because you are not going to do what that stripper finna do on the pole. You're not finna do those things for your man because he's not important enough to you to do that for. So therefore, let him go and supplement that which he's not getting from you.
Who makes you think that he wants that though?
Just it doesn't matter. Just offer it up. It's a show of. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's a show of appreciation. It doesn't matter whether he does it or not. You get what I'm saying? It's just you're showing that you care about his happiness.
And so him caring about my happiness is paying the bills.
And sure, he's doing more than that. Come on now. He's doing more than that. He's doing way more than that. Stop. Is that right? See, if he was just paying the bills, you wouldn't be with him. You would have divorced him a long time ago. So don't even do that. Women, money does not keep a marriage together. We know that. Paying bills does not keep it. It's other things she's doing that got you there. So therefore, once again, you're the one that's inefficient and inadequate in a relationship. And you know this. So you need to step up. You need to step up and do a little more by saying, you know what? I'm not going to do this for you. So go find somebody else to do it. Just come back home, keep it safe. I'm serious. And you guys as women, I guarantee you, most men probably ain't going to take that deal. But just the fact that you say something, if my woman told me that, after I done paid this mortgage, damn, I would look at you a whole different woman.
No.
I would respect you even more. Yes. Because now I've been suffering because you've been lacking, right? You've been lacking at your job. I've been complaining about you in my mind.
In your mind. Why would you say it out loud then?
I ain't gonna say that out loud because then we're gonna argue. I ain't
See?
gonna be arguing with you for 4, 5, 6, 7 days. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying in my mind, this she don't want to do this for me. She don't do. No, all she do is sit there and complain.
See,
Yeah, that's
and
what
maybe
y'all
that's the
do.
problem then. Maybe that's the problem then. You need to
No,
voice, just like how we complain or we voice. You guys see it as complaint. We're just voicing our, our, you know, whether it's our little, issues that we may have, right? Maybe
yeah,
you guys,
no,
need to voice
no,
your little issues that
no,
you have with us.
no. I just told you what you need to do as women. Y'all need to go tell a man your happiness is important to me, and I know that I'm not going to do these extra things for you. Handle your business. Just keep it safe. I'm telling you. Why y'all playing? Stop playing. Because you're not going to do it. Because y'all don't like them that much. Not like y'all. I ain't saying you don't love your husband, but not enough to do that other shit. Yeah, he's to you. You don't find it worth it that you don't sit there at home and be waiting for him to get home. And ooh, I want to surprise him. Ooh, I want to make him like a king. Y'all ain't doing that shit. As soon as you get in the house, y'all complaining about, man, the trash, the kids, today at my work, I was driving and this dude cut me off, blah, 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 blah. And as soon as he say, well, my day at work, boom, y'all dismiss that shit. Y'all don't want to hear that shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, but anyway, so what's that? Karen called me and we talked about how the neighbors down the street have been playing with your dog and it's too loud. They need to keep it, right? This shit like that. So, what's the kid, right? You women need to start letting men, you need to start investing more in their happiness. And I think, just to keep it real, that one would let them have another woman if he wants one, giving him that option, open up that option, will unlock the side of you that will make you understand how much you love your man.
No, it has to work
Absolutely.
both ways. Ain't no woman
No.
gonna agree to that.
Duh.
Ain't no woman's gonna agree. Yeah, no.
Well, there are women doing it, but they're very rare. But mostly rich men women with very rich men do that. They'll last for a little bit. They'll let him if he's flying them and they're on trips and stuff. Yeah, they'll let him get away with stuff a little bit more, right? Like that. But average, women, and I agree with you in a basic life. No, she's not agreeing to that. But once again, there are women that are letting them in. Matter of fact, there's a guy, a content creator.
Yeah, by what you call it, by providing her way more than the bare minimum, like I said. So if he can provide more than the bare minimum, then yeah, maybe if you want to get your side piece, okay. Even though me personally, I don't care how much money you make, you ain't going outside the marriage.
Yeah,
I'm not going outside, and you ain't going outside.
Because you're a slave master. We understand that. We got you, Zyrox. Push that whip, Zyrox. Whip that whip, Zyrox. Shaya. Get your ass in the house, boy.
I'm a reasonable person. I'm not controlling like that.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're not gonna let nigga lick it. Listen, he better not even like another bitch picture.
No, I don't care about that.
Shit.
No, I don't go on. I don't do it, and he doesn't do.
You better not. He better not let you see him do it.
No, I don't care about it because these are just women online.
Okay, I have to see that to believe that.
No,
I have to see that to believe that.
But then again, see, it all depends. This is why, like I said, it's make sure you get with someone that is like you. We're both like we're not on social media like that. Like I don't post pictures. He doesn't post pictures, and when he posts pictures, it's usually with it's our kids. So now, if say he's someone that goes on social media a lot, likes pictures, big, boob, big butt, women and stuff like that all the time. And I don't, would I have a problem with it?
Yes.
Probably not. But then if he does it like often, yeah, I'm not going to lie and say that it's not going to bug me because I think it will, eventually it is going to bug me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, you guys, you guys won't stop.
But see, you guys don't like it too, though.
I'm paying for you. This is what you charged me.
See, you keep going back to the money. See, this is why, again, why women just why women are working.
Xyrox.
You keep throwing that in our face.
Even the women who are working are not going 50-50. What are you talking about? They're still making niggas pay for the mortgage and all the big bills. Just stop this. Stop this. So even when they get the money, they don't want to pay for shit. Women hate paying for bills.
No, majority of women, majority of households are two parent. They're both working. They both contribute.
Yes, but they're not 50-50. It's more like 80-20, 70-30. And the man's
No,
paying
I would say
70,
60-40.
No, that's rare.
Yes.
That's rare.
That's not. No, that's the average household. Average household.
No, the average household, the man is paying 80, the woman's paying 20.
No.
Average. Easily.
Maybe if they don't have kids, but when there's kids involved, no. That's definitely not the case.
These things are happening before the kids. See, this is how it goes, Alex. Let me help you out so you can understand how it goes. The guy is already paying for everything in the dating process. He's already paying 100%. Right? So by the time he goes to say, will you marry me? He's already in between 50K and 150K, if not more, if he's a high earner, right? So therefore, and then he's already paying his mortgage and all this stuff. And then when they get married, she moves in with him. And he continues to pay. Men don't move in with women. It doesn't happen very often. Sometimes, maybe less than 1% of the population. Most time, the woman, because she won't marry you if you're not adequate provider, she's moving in the house with you under your mortgage. And and that man is continuing to pay his mortgage and the bills around that house. And she has a job, and all she does is put her money up. She puts her money up and continue to let you spend your money, because this is what you guys are charging these men to be with you. It is not free to have a wife. It is not free to be with the woman in America. And let me make that clear. Because if he says, oh, baby, we're going to go 50-50, she is going to find a guy who will give her 100%. This is what women do. They leverage all their options.
Yeah. Why would you want to be with that woman anyway?
Because you love her, right? That's the difference.
No, if she's a woman that expects that much from you and you are okay with it, don't get upset if she goes, she expects you to pay everything.
Okay, so we're not complaining. I'm just letting you know that through the dating scene, men already pay for everything. So it just continues on to the marriage. It doesn't change. It doesn't slip.
That's because you're not standing. That's because you're not upholding your own standards. Don't blame the women.
She ran out her expectations, Xyrox. Now, y'all have been dating for 3 years. You've been paying for everything, and you tell her, look, I want to marry you, but I want you to pay half the mortgage. She's going to tell you, no, I'm not going to marry you. She got another guy who's been wanting to propose to her, and he's been ready to pay for everything. But she's been putting him on hold because she really has you already paying for everything. But the moment you try to, because you remember, there's competition out here. It ain't just, when you're dating, there's other guys competing for your woman. Okay? There's other guys want your woman. Unless she looks like a bat or something, other guys want your woman. And she understands that she got niggas in friend zones. She got dudes at her job and been having these conversations with her. And she know that.
So instead of putting up with that, you should let her go and be with someone that's serious about you, that doesn't have, men in the friend zone yes.
No, because if you get with this woman, the other woman want the same thing. Women, the one thing y'all do right, y'all don't do a lot right, but the one thing y'all do right, y'all unify on the provider's situation. Y'all unify on that. There is, once again, a few outliers of 60-40, very few. It's like less than 1% of the population. Women typically, normally don't pay the mortgage. That is unified across the board. And
that's because usually the man makes more than the woman.
It doesn't matter if she's making equal or more. The man The man, it's a
I know,
society
but then
standard. The man pays all the bills. That's
I know,
society standard.
but then, like you said, though, it's which call majority of the cases, the woman moves in with the man, so that's why.
Because that's the only way it's going to work. Because if he moves with her, she's going to be kicking his ass out tomorrow. Women don't care that. Now you really know. You moving with a woman, you're set. You might as well keep your shit packed. Right?
Well, yeah,
Don't
because
even
if I'm going to be working, if I'm going to be working, paying all the bills and having having our kids and stuff and paying for everything while you what are you doing?
That's what I'm saying. So, right. But the same men, we don't have that same thought process. We look at we okay with providing. We okay with paying the bills. We don't have no problem with this. Whether you want to work or not, that's optional. It's always optional with men, especially when we're making a good amount of money. So when you say, well, why do we deal with her? It's because this is what we signed up for, right? We signed up for stuff like that.
And I'm saying stop signing up for stuff like that then, if that's not what you want.
But what I'm saying, but it's not that men don't want to sign up for that. We don't have no problem with paying for the
You guys have too low of a standard.
The problem I have is you guys leaving.
No, you guys are.
Don't pay all the bills. That's the
You
difference.
guys are no. You guys are having your standards are too low. Don't be
No,
mad at women because your standards are low or you don't uphold your own standards.
Wait, are you going to sit here and tell me Tom Brady's standards low when she made Giselle a top model in all the world, who's worth over $300 million, and she divorced his ass? What are you talking about?
No, that's different. That's different. That's different. That's them. That's like a problem that happened. That has nothing to do with standards.
I could name you a bunch more, right? But I'm gonna stop there. But this is what I'm saying. Our standards, men's standards, are different from women's standards. Let's be clear. See, you're speaking from a mind of a woman. Well, raise your standards, because a woman's standards is, well, a man needs to make this much money to be with me, and all these things, right? That's her standard. Her standards is currency. Men's standards is beauty. If you're a bad bitch, that's high standard for a man. Okay. Now, after we talk to you and you ever hold a conversation and not have be a slut or a whore or something, you're pretty much going to get in there, right? So you meet our standards, because if he finds out that your body count's high and that you've been having, he's not going to continue to deal with you. He'll walk away. So
yeah, and that's fine. That's fair.
Right. But when we're talking about paying bills, that is something that's not negotiable. Women, to find a woman with low body count who is not having sex with all these men out here, who is showing a presentation of herself being exclusive with you, she's charging you for this exclusivity an amount of money. If you do not pay and you try to get her to go in on a partnership with you financially, she's going to weigh out her options and find another dude that is going to take on that. That's what the women are leveraging other men against men. A man, right? She's leveraging other men against that man. I got this here, and he'll tell her, I got these 5 men waiting to pay all my bills. They won't ask me no questions. Dudes is cash apping her because she's beautiful, just because she exists. And you're going to sit here and say, go 50-50. She's not going to go for it. She's not. So why would I marry you?
Yes, exactly. She ain't the woman for you then. Either step your game up or she ain't the woman for you.
But once again, if this is the woman I want, it's the woman that I love, I'm going to step up. And I'm going to do that. I just want her not to divorce me. That's it. That's it. Don't divorce me. We'll deal with all the ups and downs. Don't go out having sex with a bunch of guys, and don't divorce me. And the men are not going to leave that marriage. Even if you're disrespectful, loud talking, attitude, all the things that get on my fucking nerves, I love you. Just don't go fuck no other guys. Don't go and just divorce me, and we're Gucci. We're Gucci. So, yes, you have to understand, men, we don't have no problem with being the payees. We're not complaining about the money allocated. That's part of our value. That's what makes us men. We understand that. So for you saying, oh, well, you shouldn't be with a woman who wants to pay all the bills, it is a part of us men as providers. Now, once again, the problem we have with women, which doesn't matter whether I'm the product, she's about it, you guys are leaving. That's the problem we have with you guys, for the most part. Well, we have a lot of problems with you guys, but the other stuff we can work through. But when you divorced, when you bring them divorce papers and you have me sign them, that is catastrophic and that's devastating.
I understand that. That, you know,
Now
yeah,
I'm a part of
I get it. Yeah, women are leaving.
it. No doubt. But love don't live here anymore, right?
That's hard to say. You know, I've been with my husband for like 13 years. And,
Yeah, and
you know, to say that I don't, you know, have there been times when I thought of leaving him? Of course, over arguments. But see, that's what, like I said, you know, that's where like a woman needs to reflect and be like, okay, am I really going to leave this? We got kids. And so therefore you go, okay, no, he's not, you know, definitely not worth leaving because he's a great father and, you know, a great provider and stuff. And so for women to be like, you know what, yeah, I'm leaving. Like Giselle, you know, they both have money for her to leave. Like I don't know. Like I don't know what happened like there for her to be like, yeah, I'm leaving. Maybe usually people with
because
money, they can leave because they have enough money to take care of themselves. But the average woman,
oh,
I don't think would be leaving like that. Oh, you know,
okay, so let me help you out as well. Women also have backup plans, right? They have a plan A, B, and a C, right? So, bam, they're in a marriage. Boom, he's working too many hours, not giving her sex like she needs to, not giving her the conversation she needs because he's working 10, 12-hour shifts, trying to keep the lights on and all this stuff. She then ventures out, meets a guy at the grocery store, meets a guy here. Let's say she have a job, a work husband, and starts confiding and getting those things that she's not getting for her husband. She confides in this guy, and then she starts to get attached to this guy.
then you're not doing your job as a husband then.
No,
If she's
well,
going to someone else and she's not going to you, that means you're not doing your job.
but once again, right? But I'm just explaining you. Zara, I'm just explaining what you just said. Why you women, we have a problem with you leaving when you signed up to be with me no matter what.
That's
And
true.
you should have understanding. You should have understanding that if I'm charging you all this money, you charge me all this money to be the provider, and I got to work the hours and put in the work to keep the lights on, food in your mouth, roof over the head. You should be understanding that, you know what? I don't need to be entertaining another man out here when the man that I picked, the man that I chose to take care of me is taking care of me. Okay. Okay, with the sex, he not sexing me. All right, we make sure when he comes home, at least twice a week, I'm a dead sexy for him. Make sure I get mine, right? Forget him trying to read my mind. I'm gonna be assertive. I'm gonna be more sexual towards him so I can stimulate him and get the best out of him so I can get my satisfaction. No, what you guys do is, I'm not gonna do that for him. But I'm gonna do this for the strange guy over here because he's telling me what I want to hear. He's all in my ear, telling me these things, and he looks good, and and bam, that's how you start out mostly cheating with this other guy, and you leave. So a woman always keep an exit plan. Okay, and it ain't always another guy. Sometimes it's, damn, I feel like I can be better without him. I feel like I can achieve more outside this marriage, and then with divorce. And this is where you guys are savage at because not only are you divorcing, you're breaking a family up. And now a lot of you women are what? Going to get stepdaddies to take this nigga's place. Oh, well, he's going to be there. Yeah, this is my kid. Da, 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 da. And now he has to come pick his kids up. And the courts are always going to give you pretty much the custodial rights. So you're going to have the kid all the time. And he's only going to be able to pick and choose his time. So it is incumbent upon a woman not to try to take advantage of the rights that she has afforded to her just because she's not happy, because her man's working a lot of hours, or because she is influenced. You're an adult. You're an adult. And you should understand sacrifice and compromise and negotiations, which is conflict resolution. You understand these things. When I told my ex this, Zyrox, I told my ex this a long time ago. If you can hold a job, you can hold a relationship
Yes.
because you're not happy about everything at your job. Your job ain't always going to make you happy.
Yes.
Some days you're going to hate to go to work. Some days but you go because this is a part of your survival, the things you want. But what happened to women in relationships? They take it for granted. They take these relationships for granted because they feel job is hard to replace. But a man for another man or a man for my own money is replaceable. That's why women typically, especially women who stay at home, they usually get another man, right? They pick a guy who's capable. They make sure that he's all lines up. Upgrade. She's upgraded. She's not downgrading. With the exception of the Tom Brady case, because she's worth $400 million. So she'll downgrade, no problem, because she can, right? Cassie, because she got $30 million lawsuit settlement. So yeah, in that case, and the women with all that money, they'll do it. But a woman who's a stay-at-home woman and doesn't have, maybe she may have a few thousand in her account, she's upgrading a nigga that's going to be able to do right what her husband's doing. So if she's leaving, she's lateralizing. She's lateralizing her movement. Boom, I'm leaving from a great situation to a greater situation. If not, she'll stay there long until she finds that guy or at least, someone close to him. So women, you guys are diabolical because you set all these expectations that are unrealistic.
I'll say this, because that was my husband. So yeah, I'm gonna have to call him right back. But I'll say this: like, I understand what you're saying, and I guess it comes down to the man figuring out what exactly does she value most in her life, right? If she values, money or stature, status and stuff, then that she is always on the hunt for maybe someone better. But if you have someone that values, like a good man, a good father, and she's she's able to find, a good man and who's a good father, then it doesn't matter if you give her $1 million, she's not going to leave her husband. I'll just say it like that. I know I may not run bathwaters for my husband and stuff, but I love my husband because he's a great father. And, I would try to do whatever I can to make sure he's happy and stuff. Bathwaters doesn't make him happy, Ruthless. What makes him happy is me spending time with him and stuff like that. And so that's what I try to do.
Yeah, and if you're not going to give him no more sex for another woman, right? You need to be doing those little things. You need to be doing those things to make him happy because you need to invest in his happiness like he's invested in your happiness. It's a reciprocation thing. Simple.
Yes.
You signed up to do this.
Yes.
But women get lazy. You guys are lazy lovers. Right? You guys are complainers. Every little thing. You guys don't like to listen to your husband or your man. That's why I hate shopping with women. I don't shop with my girls. No. Only time it's good to shop with a woman if you surprise her and just buy her some things. You know what I mean? And you just picked out the outfit for her and it did. But she doing it, no. Because my opinion don't count. My eyes don't count. And I don't know why you bring me. So I just don't, hey, you want to go shopping with me? Hell no, it's a terrible experience for me. But you guys, I'd rather just give you the card and let you and don't call me, I'll call you.
Well, it's been great talking to you, Ruthless. I got to go call my husband back. And so if you're still up here, then, I'll listen in. But thank you again. It's always good having this conversation with you.
Okay, man. I hope I make you step your game up. Keep that house in order.
All right.
Do what you know to do. Zach.
I know. Take care, Ruthless. All right.
All right. I'm going to end the show. Thank y'all for coming. Hit the like button on your way out the door. I'm just giving this married woman some game on how to be a married woman. Simple. If you're not going to put in the work for your man, if you're not going to put in the work, and she's not going to put in the work for her husband, let that nigga go get some more pussy. Let him go to the strip. Let him go get him a hoe. Let him go get somebody who is going to do it and keep you. But if you're if you're gonna complain about every fucking thing he does, you need to perform at a high level. These women need to start performing at a high level. Yeah, I want my woman dance sexy on me. I want her to come. If she put a stripper pole in the room, a portable stripper pole in the room, that would make me so happy. I want my wife to treat me like I'm a king. The fuck is wrong with these women? The fuck, get to it. And the women, I hate that women say, "Oh, well, it's all about money." You charging me for this fucking? You charging me this money? What the fuck? You charging all this money, and you don't want to dance sexy for me? You don't want to run my bathwater, rub my toes? I say do whatever it takes to make me happy. Even if you want to bring another woman in and do a threesome, I'm cool with that. But women need to focus more on man's happiness because we already are focusing on their happiness. And this is what niggas need to have to draw the line, right? Homies have to draw the line. If she's not willing to make you happy and go above and beyond, you have to make a call. Because if you go out and get a side piece, she's gonna leave you. And I'm out. Hit the like button on the other. Thank you for coming, Sack Chaser, Ronnie Wrong. And until next time, I'll do a live later on tonight. I'll find something else to do. I might do another live. But thank y'all for coming. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all.